So this is what I do to prepare for the holidays. First off, I clean, and I clean. I have cleaned the floors, the rugs, the couches. I just have laundry to do, so I clean. My first setup of business is I start cleaning the house, and I clean it, give it a deep clean. I pack all my Christmas present that I have purchased for friends and family. I put them under the tree. Now, I don't use wrapping paper. I use newspaper, and the reason why is because it's cheap and it's here and I get it every day and I get it free. So I wrap with newspaper. I mean, what does it matter, right? I mean, you buy wrapping paper and it's got that glistening, some of it's got plastics on it, and I'm not going to spend that kind of money. Sometimes you spend more on the wrapping than you do on the present, and so I'm not going to do that. And it breaks down easier. Newspaper breaks down. So that's what I do. I wrap my presents in newspaper, and I just started this 2 or 3 years ago. I started doing this to save finances, because I'm low income, and it doesn't seem to bother anybody. I mean, I can make a pretty little bow and put it on, but it's newspaper that I use to wrap my gifts. I have put up both my trees, and they look wonderful. I will show you. That is one of my trees. And then way over in the living room, or in the dining room, way, way, way in the corner over there, is another tree. And the reason why there's two trees up in my house is because I have a daughter who works away from home. And so that tree is her tree. And so I put it up in memory of her. I do have a third tree, but I'm not going to put it up. And the third tree is for another one of my children. So thank goodness I stopped at 3 kids, because I could have a house full of trees. Anyhow, so so I've got 2 trees up. I've got my Christmas ornaments up. The only other thing I've got to do is do some baking. Now, Christmas is difficult for me. I go through a period of depression. I go through a lot of isolation at Christmas time. All my children are working away from home. They're working at a distance. And so, at Christmas time, they usually get a lot of hours. And so I'm not going to begrudge that. That's, money is money. And when you have a family to raise, you have to think about money. So working on the holidays is something that I'm used to doing. I did it when the kids were little because I was a single parent. So I usually had to work a lot on the holidays. And, you do what you got to do. And so I don't begrudge that. However, holidays are hard. They're tough. And so mentally, I have to prepare myself for the holidays. And usually, Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, one or the other, I will have a little drink. I'll have a drink of Tia Maria. I don't like wine, but I will toast in the new year with Tia Maria. Now, listen, I had a whole bottle of creme de cacao, or something like a caramel type of liqueur in the fridge for over a year. That's how little I drink. I mean, one glass will do me. You know what I'm saying? So, so I have maybe I toast in the new year, or I toast in the Christmas season, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. But other than that, I don't drink. I mean, when I was younger, I could handle it. But now, as I'm in my 60s, I don't want to be bothered. I couldn't be bothered getting loaded, right? However, Christmas season is very, very difficult for me, and I'm sure it's difficult for a lot of seniors out there, especially seniors who had children. I mean, you remember those times when the kids were little and they were excited, and you got to wait up with Santa Claus, or to see Santa Claus and let him in the door. And Santa Claus used to leave snowy footprints on my living room floor, or my rug. He used to leave footprints so that the kids knew that he was there. And he would eat all their cookies, and he would let the reindeers eat some cookies and carrots and things like that. And so, Christmas was full of all these special moments. And now, as I'm a senior and I'm in my 60s and I'm fairly well isolated, I don't really know anybody in my surroundings. And because my winter coat was stolen by, I think, someone from my locale, I don't really bother with a lot of people. I stick to myself. I don't get involved in a lot of outside activities, even though I would like to. I don't really. And because I was attacked on one of my walks, I don't usually go out for walks anymore. I've kind of like pulled back on that. So, my world is getting smaller and smaller, and I'm seeing, and I used to work in the healthcare field in long-term care and developmental homes, and, I witnessed it. I witnessed it. And now I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel that sense of isolation. And so, I encourage any, if you have family members that are isolated or family members that don't have anyone to spend holidays with, does it hurt to send an extra plate? Or does it hurt to pick up the phone and say, happy holidays or Merry Christmas or whatever it is, okay? And I'm not going to get on the terminology. I'm not going to go over the top. I'm not this. I don't even want to get into it. So happy holidays is good. I don't care. Or just even a simple conversation to say, how are you doing today? You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm kind of in this frame of mind today where I'm, looking at the trees and I'm thinking, okay, I might make myself a supper. And, yesterday, I put on the Howling Wind in a winter cabin scene on my television, and I literally meditated for, geez, it must have been 2 hours. I had it on for 2 hours on my TV, and I listened to just the sound of the wind, and it seemed to bring me a peace of mind. And I'm thinking that just might help me make it through that hump at Christmas time. Christmas time is hard. Easter is hard. Valentine's Day, I don't really care about. I don't really care about. I've been married a few times. You know what? I don't really care about Valentine's Day at all. It doesn't fizz me at all. Not at all. I don't even get upset about it, right? But Christmas and Easter, I have a very hard time with, because those were the years, or those were the holidays that the kids, when they were little, we used to celebrate. And even Thanksgiving, Halloween. I used to take the kids out for Halloween. Thanksgiving was always a big turkey, and if we didn't have a turkey, it was a ham. But we always had a big meal, and we always celebrated Thanksgiving. So yeah, so I'm preparing myself for Christmas mentally, emotionally, and psychologically, and even spiritually. So the meditation has been a good thing for me. My house feels a little cluttered because I do have 2 couches in it, and I'm hoping that very soon I will only have 1 couch set in my living area, so I can start cleaning that up a little bit. Right now, I am going to leave my Christmas ornaments up fairly long, more than likely till the end of January, and I don't know why. I just like the lights. I like the ornaments, and it is what it is, right? That's my way of celebrating. But I am going to see if I can purchase even a small turkey, because I have a craving. I have a craving for turkey skin. I have a craving for stuffing. And so I'm going to see if I can get myself a small turkey. Now, I'm keeping on a budget. And like I said last month, I spent under $50, and the food, or the meat that I purchased lasted me. I still have meat in the freezer, and that's 2 months. It lasted me 2 months. And listen, I'm not struggling when it comes to eating. I eat 1 meal a day, but I eat a good meal. So, and sometimes I'll make homemade poutine. Sometimes I'll make soup. I'll have, the next thing I want to do is I want to make some cabbage rolls. So, and the meat that I purchased at Giant Tiger, a store where I am in Canada, I got so many rolls of meat for under $50, and I was able to make all those different varied meals. So that's good for me. But I got a craving for turkey, so I'm going to be purchasing. I'm going to save to purchase a turkey, and maybe get myself a small little turkey, and I'm going to set up the candles on the table and make myself a little bit of a drink and put it on the table and have a nice meal, even if I have to eat it by myself. So all I'm saying to you is that a lot of the times, we have to, as seniors, we have to prepare ourselves for the holidays, and it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to prepare yourself for the holidays So, just be aware of that. Be aware of that and be a little bit kinder, be a little bit gentler, be a little bit more understanding of perhaps your elderly parents or even your grandparents or maybe your elderly aunt and uncle. Be a little bit more understanding of how they feel at this holiday season, especially if a parental figure has passed and one of the spouses is still alive, because that makes it more difficult. So include them in activities. Include them in that one phone call to say, happy holidays, or, I hope everything's well for you, right? So just be aware of that, because we're all going to get old someday, and that karma is going to come back and kick us right in the ass. Just remember that. Just remember that. So we still don't have any snow where I am. I'm still waiting for the snow. The first snowfall is always a big thing for me. I love the fluffiness. I just love the way it makes me feel with the change of the season. So, and I find that my blood pressure lowers when we have the colder temperatures. So that's a good thing for me. That's a good thing for me. But so that was just a short little video, short little blurb to kind of say like how I'm preparing for the holidays. I am, and I do like to go to the mall, the local mall, and I'll sit there and have a coffee and watch the people go by, or if I don't have money to shop, I will window shop, and I will look at things, and I'm very friendly, so I will say hi to everybody that says hi back to me, and sometimes even to those that don't. So I like to have that connection with other people, and I like to feel that I belong. I belong somewhere. Now, I don't have family members. I don't have extended family members. I have a couple of cousins that always seem to keep in touch with me, which is really nice. Actually, two. I have two cousins, two male cousins, who always seem to contact me at one point or another and wish me well or happy holidays. And so to them, I wish them happy holidays. I don't have any other close connections to family, so I don't get those phone calls. So, be aware of that. Be aware of that. And does it hurt? Does it hurt to wish someone happy holidays? Anyway, so you have a wonderful week leading into the weekend, and hopefully, the good Lord be willing, I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Bye.